The district championship showdown everybody in the area has been anticipating arrives tonight with two of the top three teams in the Division II state rankings going at it in an all-Richland County battle between rivals Lexington and Shelby. Led by the OCC Player of the Year, Braden Fogel, and District 6 Player of the Year, Alex Bruscotter. And you can watch all the action go down live and free anywhere the internet can be found. It's the top-seeded Whippets and number 2 Minutemen for a trip to regionals. Coming your way next.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Seitz Solutions pregame show. The number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in Division II meeting in front of a sellout crowd for a spot in regionals here tonight. I am Brian Skowronski, the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh with me tonight, and all of the pre-sale tickets, 2,000 of them, Joe, selling out in just a couple of hours for this one. So I think it's easy to say this is one of the most highly anticipated games we've had in the area in at least recent memory.
Yeah, recent memory, it's got to be one of the biggest hype games. I mean, we have the number 2 and the number 3 team in Division II in the state with just in a few miles of each other playing in a district final game. Probably should be the most hyped game in the state probably today.
We'll learn first about the number 2 ranked Lexington Minutemen, that in the district, number 3 in the state. They got a clutch second-half performance from their OCC Player of the Year, Braden Fogel. Come from behind win over Willard in the district semis. He had 18 points to keep the Minutemen season alive following a really good regular season, tied for the most wins in program history.
Yeah, I mean, Lexington's had an outstanding year, 22-2. undefeated in their conference. Outstanding year. Braden Fogel, just a sophomore, proven to be one of the better players in the area. And after going scoreless in the first half the other night, goes for 18 and hits 2 clutch shots to put him into the district finals.
Yeah, unbelievable shots for the sophomore to step up, knock down just the second 3 of the year to help force overtime, and then hit the biggest shot of his career to send him into today's semifinal matchup. His running mate, though, the other sophomore, Seven Allen, the sophomore transfer from Madison. This dude's got elite quickness and poise for a young guard. He's really hard to keep out of the lane, and what makes him even more difficult to guard, Joe, he shoots 36% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a great year also. I mean, Lexington, still a young basketball team as they play a lot of sophomores, and led by Fogel and Allen. Those are 2 of not only the best sophomores in the area, but they're 2 of the best players in the area, which makes Lex a really good basketball team.
That's why they've got 22 wins coming into tonight, looking for number 23. And in the OCC, 14-0 this year, and the second-place team, Mansfield Senior, I mean, they ran over the Tigers twice on their way to an outright championship in a league that only had 3 teams with winning records, but all big schools. And anytime we talk about it, Joe, that you can win your conference and do it unblemished, it's a very special campaign.
I mean, the OCC may have been down a little bit, but it's still, as we mentioned the other night, when you're able to win on the road at Mount Vernon, able to win on the road at New Philly, able to win on the road at Worcester, able to win on the road at Ashland, those are not easy arenas to play in. So the Minutemen have earned their right to be here tonight, just like the Whippets have.
And speaking of the Whippets, also a conference champion, ranked number 2 in the final AP polls, number 1 here in the district. Let's dive into their team spotlight tonight. Still have not lost in the year 2024, 16 straight wins. Their last L did come at the hands of the Minutemen, the purple and gold. They've kind of had their number these last couple of seasons, but Shelby, against everyone else, pretty much flawless.
Yeah, they were flawless. I mean, a loss at Lex on December the 30th, 61-57 in a game that pretty much went down to the last couple of possessions. And as we mentioned, both of their losses were on the road. And then they went on the road and beat a really good Findlay team. Well, not technically at Findlay, but over at Ottawa-Glandorf. The Whippets, great balance that they have. I mean, that's been a key for them all year, but have the best player in this area in Alex Brushcotter, who's headed to Wright State next year.
And he's got this kid right here, number 10, Casey Lantz, kind of growing into his own in the second half of the season. Threw down a pair of monster dunks in the district semifinals, the win versus the Tigers, where he had 12 points, 4 boards, right about at his season average. And this kid, he just brings a cool presence to the floor, Joe. Never seems to get rattled.
Yeah, him and Casey and Isaiah Ramsey were really key for them last on Thursday night. Their poise never got rattled in the game and just kept the Whippets right after it. And, they kind of played without Alex Brushcotter playing a very good basketball game. I mean, those two and Carson Holman coming off the bench were the big key to their win over Mansfield Senior on Thursday night.
Also a league champion, as mentioned, and an outright one in the MOAC. They win it again. 5th consecutive championship for Shelby in that conference, which any team in any league, that's pretty unprecedented. Shelby, it's the most conference championships they've ever had consecutively in program history.
Yeah. I mean, since they've come into the MOAC, they've been a dominant basketball team, winning that league title. And again, 22 wins on the year, only 2 losses, undefeated in the conference. Ranked number 2 in the state, number 2 in the RPI, I believe, in the state. It's going to be a great game tonight.
And it has been a great district. And according to Martin RPI, this was the best Division II district in the entire state of Ohio. Mansfield and Shelby played a classic, and then Lexington Willard followed up with an even better game, Joe. So the Final Four here, it's been spectacular. Set the stage for tonight.
Well, I think as we said the other night, any of those 4 teams that are playing in Thursday night, if you put them in the other 2 Northwest districts that come into the regional, they would probably be a favorite to come out of those regionals. So this district has always been extremely competitive. This may be the most competitive it's been in a long, long time, because you had two really good basketball teams that are sitting at home tonight because they lost on Thursday, and you're going to have another really good basketball team. Their season's going to be over after tonight also.
Packed house here inside of the O-Rena. I came to set up at 2 p.m. There were already people outside the door in a line around the building here this afternoon when we returned for this game, and we are just moments away as we'll first honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Just an absolute thing of beauty to see the sea of people here inside of the gym tonight. This is as packed as it can get, folks. Standing room only, crowded around the balcony. A lot of former players here in the house tonight for a highly anticipated game, because last year, Joe, in the tournament, you may remember it came down to the wire, tied in the final moments, and then this happened. Alex Depperschmidt, coast to coast. That baby goes in just before the horn to break Shelby's hearts, and then the dog pile, all the joy for Lexington.
Yep. I mean, some weird things happen in district tournament games, and Alex Depperschmidt with a tremendous play to send the Minutemen on in the tournament last year against these same Shelby Whippets.
And you mentioned crazy things tend to happen in the tournament, Joe. Let's continue down memory lane. And for you, I got this video emailed to me the other day. I had not seen it until yesterday. Take us through what we're looking at here, Joe.
You're taking a look at misery.
So you guys are what, up 2 here, Ontario versus Winford for the district title, and a half-court shot takes you down?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. I think I was in depression for about 6 weeks after that game. I mean, that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is the amount of time that coaches put in to get to a game like this. And you know, if you're Willard and Mansfield Senior, especially Willard the other night, you know, that game is crushing. And their coaching staff, I'm sure, is sitting home tonight still reliving a lot of those possessions, and that may continue for a couple weeks. But on the other hand, both those teams should be really proud of what the season they had, because they got beat by 2 outstanding teams the other night.
Got the cheerleading staffs from both sides being announced here in the gym tonight. Both student sections with big ovations. Packed from floor to ceiling, the red rage and the purple haze. In my personal opinion, the top 2 student sections that we have in North Central Ohio, not just Richland County. So this should be a great war between both of these student aisles here tonight. Very much looking forward to it.
But they can't dance as good as Seneca East's student section.
They are bar none, top of the heap when it comes to that, Joe. And if Cotton Eye Joe breaks out at halftime here tonight, who knows? There might be a challenge in session. We'll find out, but I know where your allegiance lies. All right, before we get into the starting lineups for both teams, let's jump into our keys to victory, presented by Seitz Solutions. beginning first with the Shelby Whippets. And for me, Joe, I am going with free throws. They made 21 of 27 against Mansfield Senior. Lots of those coming in the second half to come back and win that game. And this is a team with a lot of veterans, a great senior class. If they can get to the free throw line a bunch, I like their chances against the Minutemen.
Well, and they shoot 78% as a team, which is outstanding. My key is one and done. The Whippets are going to have to rebound the basketball at their defensive end. In the first half the other night, Senior High out-rebounded them, I believe, 23 to 12 or 25 to 12. Had 11 offensive rebounds and 11 second chance points. They cannot allow that to happen tonight.
And for Lexington, my key to victory, the turnover battle. This is a young team. They look pretty much invincible. When things are going good, the flow, the chemistry, it's very evident, Joe. When the chips are down a bit, the body language changes. So if they can just clean up the turnovers, I think Lexington might win 4 in a row against this very talented Shelby team.
Well, I just flipped the coin for my key is the offensive glass. I mean, with Fogle and Caudill inside, the Whippets are going to have to do a great job of keeping those two gentlemen off the glass along with Elijah Hudson. So the ability of Lexington to get second and third scoring opportunities is going to be a big key for their success tonight.
There is Caudill, one of those vaunted sophomores, 3 of them in the starting lineup tonight, along with Fogle and 7 Allen. Lexington, a young group, but so much talent for this squad. But they'll be going up against a veteran group in the Shelby Whippets. They got a bunch of seniors on the squad that have been playing a lot of basketball. Bruscotter, a 3-year starter. Lantz has been in the lineup since he was a sophomore, and Isaiah Ramsey may be the best overall athlete here in the gym tonight. So Shelby's got a lot of problems for Lexington to solve, but they've been able to do it the last 3 times they stepped on the floor.
Well, you know, Shelby plays pretty much 7 guys. Their starting 5's phenomenal, and then Carson Holman would be a starter probably for any other team in the area. He's been outstanding here, especially in the second half of the season, and was tremendous the other night. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block shot in just 17 minutes. So his play will be key again tonight, especially his ability to rebound the basketball at the defensive end of the floor.
He is a big-time playmaker off the bench for Shelby, who's got their roster being named right now here inside of the O-Rena. Roughly 2,400 on deck here tonight. If you are not one of those lucky people to be able to get in here, thankfully you can be watching live and free. And there is Holman being announced. We'll watch Shelby get announced here. Tony Mitchell on the mic here at Ontario for the 2nd straight season. Does a really magnificent job of setting the scene. He's got a great playlist. Love having him here in the building.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere tonight, and he does a great job of providing even more of an atmosphere here at the O-Rena.
You're not going to call it the O-Rena? Already got your name on the court. That's enough.
I had a buddy of mine tell me that I needed to make sure that my name was on the floor so I knew what I was doing here tonight. So it's called Balogh Court.
There we go. And we're reminded by Tim Hennig every 3 minutes. I'm supposed to remind the fans that is the name of this place. There is Baker, one of those seniors. And we'll take a look now at the starting lineups here tonight for both sides. We talked about those sophomores, Allen, Fogle, and Caudill. Elijah Hudson, the lone senior in the group, along with the junior Gavin Husty, who can knock him down from long range. And you've got Bruscotter, Ramsey, Casey Lantz, Bryson Baker, all those veterans. And then Braden DeVito, the sophomore point guard, didn't do a ton in the win for this team over Mansfield Senior, just 4 points the other night, did have a couple of assists. And here we go, folks, the wait is over. Round 2 between Shelby and Lexington here this season.
Elijah Hudson matches up with Alex Bruscotter. That's going to be a key matchup tonight. And they run a double ball screen here, and Fogle switches to him.
Lantz, quickness baseline. It gets tipped out of bounds.
And baseline out of bounds play. And as we saw on Thursday night, Shelby was pretty good with baseline out of bounds plays. Casey Lantz had 2 awesome dunks off of this. And so here initially to defend, Lantz gets his shot blocked inside. But the Whippets are able to recover the ball and get a second chance inside to Bruscotter.
And he collects. Actually, he had Fogel box him out.
Got a great look.
So Lexington's first offensive possession.
And Bruscotter matched up on Fogel.
Fogel very strong for a sophomore.
Yep.
Bellies him up, misses the shot in tight. Whippets looking to leak out. Here's Baker to the rack. Puts it up and in for the first points.
And the interesting matchup is at the point guard position, Isaiah Ramsey matching up with Seven Allen.
Here is Seven. Looking to go to work around the back. Ramsey, he's got about a 5-inch advantage in terms of height.
Great back pass to the backside.
And there's Caudell. He's got great soft hands and touch around the rim.
So Seven Allen not only can score but can dish the basketball.
Backdoor cut for DeVito. Can't get it to him.
Nice look here.
Now the step through the foul. Count it. And headed to the line is a District 6 Player of the Year.
You know, Bruscotter had a chance to shoot the 3, but shows a great shot fake and then shows his ability to finish at the basket with a nice little step-through move and drawing the foul.
Alex Bruscotter headed to Wright State next season. 6'7" point forward. Probably going to be a candidate for Mr. Basketball this season.
You know, with both teams wanting to play up tempo, Brian, I mean, that's going to be a key. But also it'll be interesting tonight to see how teams play in the half court. And there's Seven Allen knocks one down.
High percentage three-point shooter. Over 35% on the season. So we're all square, 5 each. As Bruscotter gets the switch, he'll kick it up top now for Ramsey off the drive. Spins. And a little hook shot catches the back iron.
He gets an offensive rebound. So that's an interesting matchup now, too, is that Caudill's guarding Ramsey. And you would think the quickness of Ramsey might be able to make a play here. But a couple big possessions here from the standpoint that the Whippets are able to get a couple offensive rebounds and a quick entry on a baseline out of bounds play, and Isaiah Ramsey's able to score. So again, the Whippets showing their effectiveness of being able to score on dead ball situations, baseline out of bounds.
Hutsey with a catch and shoot. Hutsey just a little bit short.
Yep. Good box out there by Bruscotter.
Nice job.
Nobody matched him. Nobody matched him.
And that's going to be problems for any defense. He's too good.
You have got to find him in transition right away. Otherwise, that's going to happen a lot.
Bruscotter buried a pair of threes in the semifinal. Allen, that was the same spot he made the first one.
They turned it over.
Here's Lantz on the run.
You can see both teams like to push it in transition. Nice shot fake by DeVito.
High kiss off the square. Friends in low places are Bruscotter. What a great start for him.
A little bit better start than he had on Thursday night, Brian. I mean, he's out to a great start here as he has 8 points here in the first 3 minutes of the basketball game.
7-point differential on our Fairway Mortgage Company scoreboard, and back-to-back giveaways now as Gavin Husty tosses it out of bounds to the scores table.
Well, I mentioned just a little bit ago about half-court offense, and you've seen that several possessions, it's just been a dribble and a shot. Here, they are not able to reverse the basketball as they turn it over. So right now, Lex not being very effective with their half-court offense.
Whippets have been great. Bruscotter very aggressive in the mid-range.
Well, and Husty got matched on him somehow, and as soon as Alex saw that, he said, I'm taking the ball right to the basket and shooting over top of him, and that's what he did.
9-point differential now Gavin pulling up.
Yeah. But again, not a pass on that possession, Brian. It was all dribble and now transition.
Easy layup there.
And this is what Shelby loves to do, is push the ball in transition.
Off the double team, Allen's going to go right back to Fogle. Not much of a three-point threat, as we mentioned, just 2 makes on the campaign.
You just got to be able to keep him out of the lane with his left hand if at all possible. And that's a shot you'll live with right there.
Ball's loose, Seven Allen trying to collect it down to the floor, and Ramsey pulls the trigger on a timeout.
30-second timeout.
Nice start here for the Shelby Whippets, on top by 9. Getting it done both on the leak out, Joe, and then in the half-court set, so you can't probably be any happier if you're Coach Galloway.
Well, and you got to be extremely happy just with the effort that Shelby's put getting a body on somebody at the defensive end of the floor when Lex has taken a shot. They've done a great job. You've seen 3 guys go and make contact, and that's what you got to do. It was something they did not do the other night, and they've been able to secure rebounds here. So 16-7 with 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Shelby's got to be extremely happy with their start.
Whippets going to keep their starters out on the floor here. Get our first substitution for Coach Hamilton.
And now they bring in Latrell Hughes, and he's matched on Brescotter. So don't be surprised if Brescotter goes into the post here.
DeVito drops one in from the ceiling. A big rainbow through the net.
That was deep. That was a step and a half behind the three-point line and right in front of Lex's bench.
Fogle gets double teamed. Tough catch. Caudill out of bounds. Let's go back to the other end and check out that last three-point shot. You're right. Deep hand in his face and right in front of the Minutemen bench.
I mean, this is an interesting matchup with Hughes guarding Brushcotter. Might have been a travel there, but they don't call it. Casey Lantz with the 17-foot jumper doesn't go.
Seven Allen with the board. Acceleration to get to the other end. Goes opposite the screen. Now from the foul line over Ramsey. Big shot.
But if you're Shelby, you're okay with that shot. One, it was pressured. Two, it was just a lot of dribble and no passing in their offense.
Baker splits the gap.
He's made 2 really good plays here in the first quarter. 2 nice drives, one with his right, and then that one taking some contact and finishing with his left.
Dozen-point deficit now for the Minutemen. Hughes loses the handle off the bump.
I mean, Brian, we've said it a lot already, but Lex just dribbling the basketball a lot. There's not a lot of ball movement. There's not a lot of player movement. And from a defensive standpoint, if that ball handler can't get by you, that makes your defense much easier to play.
Meanwhile, the Whippets have been hot on the offensive side of things.
And the Whippets spread it out a little bit here. Looking to go one-on-one. Here's Casey Lantz.
And he throws it away. Backdoor cut by DeVito. Didn't recognize it.
And Shelby makes a couple subs. Carson Homan into the lineup, along with Tanner Hartz. And Tanner Hartz came in the other night. Didn't get a lot, but did a nice job on Kyvie Roan, just trying to slow him down. And he comes out matched up against Seven Allen here with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. So Lex into a set here. Having difficulty getting it entered. Looked like they wanted to go into the high post at the elbow, but unable to do so.
Now Fogle from the top of the key.
Yeah. They love this side ball screen action.
Short quarter, Caudill.
Got to watch him coming back to his left.
Yeah, just so strong.
I mean, that's just a hard play to defend there if he's able to get that deep because he's so strong.
Looks like we've got a balloon that trickled its way out onto the floor. So the Whippets will have an inbound over in front of the scores table.
Yeah, not sure where that came from, but it came from somewhere.
I think it dropped down out of the rafters.
Could have. Don't be surprised, but I'm surprised if Brescotter didn't go to work there. Nice box out by Hughes. And the Minutemen looking to push.
Foul is going to go against Casey Lantz. It's a 2-shot foul. As Braden Fogle really just putting his foot on the gas. And he's a tough guard down low, just a big, thick body and great athleticism.
But, I mean, not necessarily a bad foul from the standpoint that Fogle only shoots 44% from the free throw line for the season. So putting him at the line here to see if he can knock down these 2 free throws as the Whippets are up 10. So box out here is important. Holman and Brescotter got to make sure they check people. And Casey Lantz has got to be the guy that really goes to rebound the basketball.
Fogle's got a pair of points so far, looking for number 3. And he bricked them both.
Yep, as we said, here they come in transition. Lantz looked like he's going to drive and he's going to finish it. Nah, he got it.
Friendly hop for Casey Lantz. He's onto the board now.
And the Whippets have gotten us several transition baskets here.
7 Allen, some fancy dribbling, looked like and one, but a tough pass in traffic, picked off, and a foul against Lex.
I mean, Lex just not getting much ball movement and player movement at all.
And the balloon coming flying overhead right in front of me and Joe. Now the athletic director for Shelby. We'll see if he pops that thing. He's going to walk it off the floor. Full court pressure.
6'7" against about 5'10".
Brescotter handling out top. Probably like to get him inside. We'll see what they do here. Final
7
6 seconds
here. Casey Lantz with the drive to the basket.
Lost the handle off his knee.
Handle. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Quarter ends.
But it's a heck of a quarter if you're a Shelby Whippet fan. 23-11. They lead as we head on to quarter number 2.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Fast start for the Shelby Whippets here tonight. Jumping out on number 2, Lexington, 23-11 in the first 8 minutes. It'll be Lexington basketball, though, right here in front of me and Joe Balogh.
Well, you know, Lex has got some baskets in easy baskets in transition. Excuse me, Shelby's got some easy baskets in transition, and then they've just been the better team in half-court offense, and that's been a big difference right now. And again, seems like Lex having difficulty getting into their half-court sets here.
Husty a couple looks inside. Caudill was calling for it, but pushed out by Holman. Now Hughes off the drive, a little kick out. Allen to Husty from the corner, and traveling violation. Great defensive effort there by the Shelby Whippets, lasting 40 seconds. No driving lanes available.
And again, a lot of dribble by the Minutemen in their half-court offense. Not much ball movement, not much player movement. So it's been easier for Shelby to defend because Shelby matches up with them pretty well as far as athleticism.
Hartz with the lob inside. It's a little underthrown.
Yep. Not able to throw it over Joe Caudill. Nice defensive play there by Caudill. Makes a nice basket cut. 7 Allen at the top. Knocks a 3 down.
Splashing his second trifecta here of the evening. And 7 Allen pushing his point total up to 8 of the 14.
Yep.
Bruscotter, nice low crossover, draws the foul.
Yep.
Second look real quick on our McCready Interiors replay of that deep 3 from 7.
I mean, the Minutemen trying to be much like senior high was the other night, being physical with Bruscotter. And I think the big key for Alex tonight is he just got to have that next play mentality. He can't let that physical contact disrupt him like it did the other night on Thursday night. Slipped a little bit and turned it over.
Elijah Hudson, don't even think he's attempted a shot yet here tonight. Lone senior on the squad.
And he walked.
So he moves the pivot foot.
Yep. He walked. Yes, he did.
Minutemen have given it away 2 of their first 3 possessions here in the second.
You can see a lot of hand checking on the basketball here, and they're able to get him to turn it over. 7 Allen going to the basket.
He missed it. The
Hudson missed the
a little
putback.
short too. So the Whippets in transition get a 3 air mill, but Holman is side. Boy, he gets blocked.
Yep. They're letting him play. Husty's going to look at a 3. They run him off the line, which is a good defensive play here, but able to find a spot and knock it down.
Raindrops there for Gavin Husty, and that's his role on the team.
Yep. So Husty and 7 Allen with a couple of big 3s here to start the second quarter.
Poked out of DeVito's hands. A lot of momentum flowing right now with the purple and gold. Husty right there with his first 3 of the evening.
And Casey Lantz is going to check back in for Carson Homan. And Braden Fogel's going to check back in here.
Fogel getting a 2.5-minute break out of the first.
And 7 Allen checks out. And DeVito's going to shoot a long 3.
Was able to drill a deep one earlier, not this time. Fogel, nice high catch that time. Hudson off the screen, going the opposite way is Hughes. The handoff to Husty. See what Elijah tries to do here. He'll attack, but traveled again. Second time in the frame.
Yep. Yeah, just again, Lex trying to do a lot off the dribble, and Shelby doing a good job of pretty much playing gap defense and not allowing them to get penetration to the basket.
Foul and a bump here off the switch. Latrell Hughes picking up the personal foul.
Well, as we said, Lex is really trying to be physical on the basketball. There on a dribble exchange, Hughes gets called for a block. So second team foul on the Minutemen. No team fouls on the Whippets here with just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. But right now, Lex has done a good job as Shelby has not scored yet in this quarter with just over 3 minutes gone.
The reversal here for Casey Lantz. Yep. Nice duck inside, but Hartz swatted.
And Bruscotter getting a little breather here. Lance goes to the basket, put back, nope. And the Minutemen are in transition.
3-on-3 off the attack. Hughes left hand flips it up, tip, and Husty keeps it alive. He's fouled. Count it.
Well, the effort of Joe Caudill and Braden Fogel kept that basketball alive. And Husty able to grab a rebound and get a putback And now gets a chance for traditional three-point play. And the Minutemen make another sub as Jacob Legrand comes into the basketball game.
What a lift Gavin Husty has provided tonight. Averages 8 points per game. If he sinks this, it'll put him right at his season average.
Yep.
Big run for Lex right now, Joe.
Yep. 20. They haven't scored. Shelby's not scored here in the second quarter yet, so
9-zip in the frame.
Don't be surprised here that goes to Brushgotter, or maybe he tries to drive it or get it inside.
Double clutch midair.
Yep.
Caudill squeezes. Here's Fogle on the fly. 3-on-2 for Lexington. Tough shot, and he gets it to bank in. Everything going their way.
Yep, Lex on a big run right now.
Ramsey can't end it. Fogle's had a couple of big-time defensive boards.
Yep. Well, they've done a good job here of one and done with the Whippets. Fogle turns it over.
Take a look at his last basket, though, in transition. That was a thing of beauty.
Tough shot. Really tough shot.
63% shooter this season, though.
Yep, from 2-point range.
Lantz had it poked away. Ramsey opposite corner. Nothing but net this time. First points of the second for Shelby.
But you can see the Minutemen are being a little bit more aggressive of pushing the ball up the floor, and they've been able to get some pretty good looks out of transition. So that's helped them score in the half court. They turn it over, though.
Too far with the pass from Husty into the hands of Casey Lantz. DeVito
with
into
the runner.
mid-range, in and out. Fogle
with another rebound. He's kind of dominating the defensive glass right now.
Final 2.5 minutes here before the break. Fogle looking over to Scott Hamilton. 12th season now for him, winningest coach in program history. And they're going to clear it out.
Yep, they're going to look to try to run a side ball screen here, but Husty refused it. Ball back in Fogle's hands here.
They'll rotate to Jacob Legrand. Foul on the floor.
Yep. Made some contact there.
Legrand, a big-time playmaker for them earlier in the year, over 5 points a game. Hasn't got a ton of minutes over the last several weeks.
Well, as you get to tournament plays, as a coach, many times that bench shortens a little bit because, as we've talked a lot, your possessions just become more and more valuable. And sometimes as coaches, you get a little bit more conservative with who you're going to put into the lineup.
Fogle off the screen from Caudill, gets the switch, going to work on Brushgotter. Catch and shoot, Husty again.
Good closeout there by DeVito. Husty had to shoot over top of him.
Head fake, Brushgotter, long limbs. Side of the hoop. Now here's Elijah on the hop. Allen blow by, up and under. Really tough shot, contact. And Ramsey.
They get it out. They got a big advantage here.
Through the hands of Brushgotter, now DeVito finds his way to the short corner, and Lantz. Casey Lantz with his second bucket tonight.
Well, you can see the pace of the game has picked up a lot here in the second quarter by both basketball teams.
Shelby scored the last 5 after Lexington went on an 11-0 run.
First shot of the night for Hudson. And he walked again.
So 3 traveling violations on Elijah just in the second.
Lex's bench not really agreeing with it, but I did think he shuffled his feet there, Brian. Kind of took a little bit of a hop after he had the catch. So Lex trying to answer here. They've only scored 5 here in this quarter after the Minutemen got off to a great start.
Lantz just a fraction off with that one.
But Lex doing a tremendous job on the defensive glass right now. It's a lot of one and done for the Whippets. Under a minute here, and you can see the players have expended a lot of energy here in the first half. Caudill trying to post up Brushgotter. calling for the basketball.
Step back, Vogel took his time, ribbed it out. Baker sends ahead, Ramsey, tough catch. And he's out of bounds, probably for the benefit of the Whippets.
Yeah, it was a benefit there because would have been a 5-on-4 going the other way. Coach Galloway would have liked to have that one back just to probably get the last shot of the half, so it'll be interesting here. I would anticipate Coach Hamilton's going to look to get the last shot of the half and see if they can get a bucket and go into the halftime with some momentum.
Whippets had a double-figure lead. Lexington played really well here in the second quarter, finding their stride. Hudson inside, Caudill spins, left-handed scoop.
Doesn't go, battle for the rebound, unable to secure it.
And Husty, no friendly hop. Elijah a little after the horn, and that will do it for 2 quarters of play. Awesome game going here between the number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in Division II in the entire state, as Shelby leads by 6 heading into the halftime lockers. Keep it here for the Seitz Solutions halftime. We'll break down the first half stats, give you some analysis, tell you what else we got going on the OH Report tonight. You're watching live and free District Championship Hoops on the future of local sports. Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
You're enjoying live and free tournament basketball championship on the line here tonight. The winner of the district moving on to regionals, and you can watch it on the OH Report free of charge thanks to these generous sponsors. Carothers Pest Control. If you've got a pest, call the best. 419-342-6841. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Financing a home can be scary. Chris Durbin and Dennis Reed with Fairway Independent Mortgage will bring you the reassurance of national strength combined with hometown service. NMLS number 374788. Panchos Tacos. Come on down to Panchos to get the best food and drinks in town by trying their delicious tacos, rice bowls, fajitas, and margaritas. Come see them after the game. They will see you soon, amigos. Seitz Solutions, securing your data one bite at a time with IT solutions for your business. McCready Interiors. They specialize in quality custom furniture and residential commercial interior design services. Buckeye Horizon. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by their heating, cooling, and plumbing services, your local trained comfort specialist. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let them get you the job that you want. If you need a new look at a new business, check them out. Click on the link down in the description. Spherion Mid-Ohio will find the exact place that you need to be. And Crown, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Some want it to happen, some wish it would happen. Crown makes it happen. We're going to take one more very short commercial break. We will be back with your Seitz Solutions halftime report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle. Is a Crown, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram today, the better way to buy.
It's halftime here inside of the O-Rena at the fabulous campus of Ontario High School. Lexington and Shelby going toe-to-toe as we bring you inside of our Seitz Solutions halftime report. And Shelby with a 28-22 cushion right now. Hot start for them, Joe Balogh, in the first quarter, 23 points. Just 5, though, in quarter number 2.
Yep. I mean, as I mentioned several times, as a coach, you really talk when you start the game, let's be really good the first 3 minutes. Shelby was not only good the first 3 minutes, they were really good the first 8 minutes. Lex made a run at him, early in the second. Shelby kind of staved it off. two stats that stand out to me. Number one is the rebounding. Lex owns an 18-15 advantage rebounding, but compared to what happened the other night to Shelby's got to be pleased with how they rebounded the ball at the defensive end. The other stat are turnovers. Lex has 11, and the Whippets with 5. If Lex continues to turn the basketball over, one of two things, it leads to either transition baskets for the Whippets, or number two, they just lose a chance that they can score at their offensive end of the floor. So now as you start the second half, big emphasis, the first 3 minutes. How are we going to play? And the Whippets got a chance here. They got the basketball, and I think I say it every game, Brian.
Fill me in again, Joe.
The Whippets are going to look to get a score, stop and a score, and they got the game into double digits. If they're the Minutemen, you're talking about let's get a stop, a score, and a stop, and then you got a chance to get it to, a 4-point game. So these first 3 minutes, I think, are going to be key with how the rest of this basketball game goes.
Quick look at our player spotlights tonight. Casey Lantz, 4 points, 3 rebounds through 2 quarters of action, got a couple of buckets. And then on the other side, Seven Allen, 8 points. He splashed 2 big threes, handed out 1 helper, and he has picked up 1 foul so far. As that wraps up our Seitz Solutions halftime report, and we are into quarter number 3.
Well, and they just ran a clear out for Bruscotter. He's just not able to make it, but Isaiah Ramsey makes a good effort to the glass. Seven Allen coming in transition, and he's going to look to score.
He'll get fouled, though, and head to the free throw line as Braden DeVito pleading his case, shaking his head. He thought he got all ball. Let's take a second look.
Well, got a lot of basketball, but may have got him with the lower body on it. But you knew, especially on the right side of the floor, Seven Allen was going to look to take that ball to the basket. So Lex gets the stop, has a chance to get the score here and get back on defense again.
Allen swirls in the first free throw attempt. Neither team got to the line much in that first half.
And Seven's a 71% free throw shooter, so pretty good from the free throw line.
Back iron in and out of the hands of Elijah Hudson. And a foul. Bruscotter right in front of the Shelby bench. Cut off. Ran out of real estate, and Allen picks up his second. And it also looks like maybe Bruscotter got a big piece of the jersey.
I don't know. Lex's bench was calling for a hook, but and Alex does stick that arm out a little bit occasionally, but especially with how Lex is trying to defend him being so physical, as a ball handler, you need to learn how to protect the basketball. And, being the player he is, he knows how to do that.
Bruscotter had 10 in the first half, and another quick whistle and foul.
Yeah. Seven Allen just chucked DeVito as he tried to run off of a double screen. He just chucked him out of bounds right in front of the official. So Seven Allen's going to go to the bench here less than 30 seconds into the third quarter.
2 fouls in 23 seconds for the sophomore.
Yeah. And again, when you get to these kind of games, the big key as a player, you got to be able to just to put the one play behind you and go to the next play.
Tipped out of bounds. Caudill defending here.
So let's see how the Minutemen are going to be without their talented point guard here for we don't know how long.
Bruscotter gets it tipped, picked off Hudson.
Great job by Lex defending on the baseline out of bounds play. Got to be able to take Fogel's left hand away.
And Ramsey draws the personal foul here on the reach-in.
Yep.
As Fogel went to the middle of the floor.
So both teams with 2 team fouls here with under a minute, with not even a minute played here in the third quarter. But getting to the free throw line would be an advantage for the Whippets as they shoot 78% as a team.
Hussey out of the corner. Now Fogel calmly comes top, looking for the ball screen from Caudill. A hedge and a handoff back to Gavin. He'll bring it up to the top.
This is kind of Lex's base offense, is that side ball screen here. Hudson with the tough shot, able to finish.
And that's his first points of the night and his first official shot attempt other than, I think he had a tip.
And Husty matched. A lot of contact.
It'll go down as back-to-back giveaways here for Shelby.
Brush got to turn it over on an out-of-bounds play, and then turn it over there.
Elijah's a streaky shooter. Missed the second attempt, though. And now Braden Fogle with the foul. So a lot of these racking up in the frame.
Yep, third foul on the Minutemen.
Baker walking it across the timeline. Looking inside. Catch and shoot Isaiah Ramsey off the restraint.
Not necessarily a bad shot, but I think maybe the coaching staff of the Whippets would maybe like a little bit more ball mood and come back to that shot.
Ramsey went 1 of 2 from downtown in the first half.
So Latrell Hughes playing the point now with Seven Allen on the bench.
And now Shelby's picked up their third personal foul.
Yeah. Padal on a post up, and Brushgotter kind of pushed him out of the way. So both teams with 3 team fouls here at the 6:01 mark of the fourth quarter. And baseline out of bounds play for the Minutemen.
Lex has a 3-0 run to start here in the third. Can add to it on this possession. Hughes up top. They get the switch with Ramsey. Now they'll duck down inside for Caudill. Turns the bump and he rattles it in.
Yep. Padel using his size and strength to score on the low block against the smaller player. Ramsey with the 3 from the corner is going to be short.
Missed his last 2 attempts here in the third.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Fogo baseline up and under. First lead of the night for Lexington.
And it looks like Carson Holman's going to check into the lineup here.
Casey Lantz off the screen looking to take Fogle off the bounce. No way, no how. Big block shot here for the sophomore.
So after a really quick start in the first quarter, the Whippets a little slow, but the Whippets have been really good on baseline out of bounds plays and get another easy score on a baseline out of bounds play there.
Off the turnover, Whippets push ahead. A travel though on Bruscotter. Tried to sneak it through to Casey Lantz.
Yep. Probably just should have kept his dribble alive. So the Minutemen get it back here, trailing by 2.
Fogle faces up. Lantz has him to start here defensively. Husty, a little bit of space. Can't connect, tipped up. Here's Fogle inside. And he has been mammoth in the lane here tonight.
Yep, ball got tipped a little bit, and with his athleticism, he's just able to go up and get it. I mean, Caudill with a nice effort to keep the basketball alive. So 4th team foul on Shelby. Next foul, the Minutemen are going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So you would expect that might be really aggressive here. Fogle going with his left hand, nice job by Casey Lantz of making him step back.
Now Bruscotter, after A fierce first quarter. He's really been quiet. Now he's got 2 giveaways. Vogel on the hop. Ramsey picks him up. He spins, and he wins at the rim.
Well, when he's able to come back to that left hand, he's really good. I mean, Alex has just got to go again, go to that next play. And here he does.
Count it, plus the foul. Alex Bruscotter.
I mean, with the smaller Husty on him, he's got to look to do more of that, Brian. Either that or as they move the ball, maybe post him up. But the All-Ohio player steps up with a big drive and a chance to get another 3-point play, which would be his second of the night. And now they bring Dantrell Hughes in for Husty. And it looks like Seven Allen will probably be on the bench here probably the entire third quarter. But both teams with 14 fouls, so we're going to shoot free throws sometime here. Ramsey with a big steal. DeVito, nope, Ramsey with another offensive rebound.
So Isaiah Ramsey having a big possession right here for Shelby to get the ball back.
Yep, going a little bit of 4 corners action here with DeVito attacking the rim. Carson Holman, that spot was good the other night. And Bruscotter's going to go to the free throw line.
Loose ball foul on Lex. It's number 5 against the Minutemen. And just pushed off his spot there by Braden Vogel.
Well, the Minutemen had 6 offensive rebounds, or excuse me, the Whippets had 6 offensive rebounds in the first half. And here in the third quarter, they've been able to get to the offensive glass to get some second chance scoring opportunities. And Lex is going to take the first timeout of the night by either team, a full timeout.
It's a Buckeye Horizon timeout, and 9-5 in favor of Lexington here in this third quarter after winning the second as well. 11-5 in that frame.
Well, and getting to the free throw line could be huge here. As we said, as a team, Shelby shoots 78%. As a team, Lex shoots 59%. So if Shelby's able to get to the free throw line several times here in the last 3:15 of this quarter, that could be big.
Quick dive into the comments section over on the YouTubes. I see we've got lots of comments coming in. I don't even know where to begin, Joe. My gosh. I'll shout out Tim watching from Charlotte, South Carolina. I think that's where I'll leave it. But 1,500 of you all watching on YouTube Channel 1 tonight.
Well, Brian, you're not going to beat a better atmosphere probably in the state for any game, maybe the entire tournament that we have here tonight. 2 great fan bases, 2 great student sections. Coming to watch 2 great basketball teams play.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep the camera angles up top a little bit wider so that you can see just how good the crowd is here in the gym tonight. So much anticipation, and no offense to Mansfield Senior or to Willard, but I think that this is the matchup that everybody really wanted.
Well, and Bruscott are able to knock down the first of 2. Goes 2 for 2, and this will be the first time tonight that Shelby's going to show their 2-2-1 3-quarter court pressure, but not really looking to trap out of it, just looking to show something a little bit different, and they do force a turnover. And Ramsey has the ball in transition.
Step through, big contact at the rim. Caudill draws the foul. Isaiah on his way to the free throw line, where Shelby still perfect tonight.
Well, you know, an athlete like Ramsey is going to take the ball to the basket. Plus the confidence that he has from the free throw line after Thursday night, he's going to look to try to get to the free throw line. You know, he's a 83% free throw shooter, which is just, I think, 1 percentage point below Alex Bruscotter. So the Whippets taking advantage of the situation of being able to get to the free throw line here as their last 4 points have come from the line, or last 3, the 4th one here.
He goes 2 for 2 on this trip, 7 of 8 the other night in the win over Mansfield Senior, and some really clutch free throws down the stretch.
And again, showing this 2-2-1, not really trapping, but just trying to slow Lex down a little bit. And now they're going to go zone, 2-3 zone, something we saw them show when Bruscotter got in foul trouble the other night. It's something maybe their coaching staff talked about they were going to use a little bit more. So interesting that they go to this with a 6-point lead.
Caudill from the free throw line. Last foul. Actually, Shelby's going to put him on the line.
Yeah, that's not a real good foul by Carson Holman because Caudill wasn't looking to score at all. He just kind of went over the top trying to deflect the pass, and Caudill's not going to hurt you from that 15-foot range. So Caudill goes the line, 59% free throw shooter. Missed it. So big thing right now is they got to box out. You got to box out. So extremely important here that Carson Holman gets a body on Fogle. And Casey Lantz has got to be an aggressive rebounder here from that spot. But Joe Caudill knocks it down.
He's got 3 points now. Make it 5 as he's got 3 of those 5 here in the second half. Now Lance squaring up, looking for a couple of cutters. Sneaks one in.
Nice
Hearts on
pass.
the fly. Gets mashed.
Well, they ran Bruscotter off of a little down screen, and Elijah Hudson was guarding Tanner Hartz. Switched out, and Tanner Hartz cut to the basket, and this shows the unselfishness that the Whippets have as they found him on a back door cut. So Hartz goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Hart's only a 33% free throw shooter, but has not been to the line very often this year.
Tanner just brings a lot of tenacity, kind of a defensive specialist when he checks in.
1 of 2, and the Whippets will take that right now.
So we'll get Dontrell Hughes checking back in for the Minutemen.
And Joe Caudill checks out.
And so both Hughes brothers out on the floor might be for the first time.
Yeah, they're bringing them in. I mean, neither one of them are really great three-point shooters. Dantrell 16%, Latrell 25%. So the one shooter they need to worry about on the floor is Husty on the perimeter, and then also worry about Elijah Hudson stepping out here.
Whippets sticking with the zone with these limited three-point range assassins on the floor right now for Lexington.
And they're just trying to do a good job of matching up inside with Hudson. And
Husty off balance, chucks it in, and Hart's diving into the legs of Hughes will send him to the line. So here's Dontrell Hughes at the line, puts up just under 4 points per game.
74% free throw shooter, so he's a pretty good free throw shooter. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Only a 60% free throw shooter. That was a mistake on my stats there.
Minutemen going deeper into their bench. Markel Martin going to get his first action now.
Somewhat of an interesting lineup that the Minutemen have in the game right now. He misses them both, but there's Fogle.
Yeah, jump to the second story.
And there's Hudson.
And now he'll shoot 2, so just trying to keep the Minutemen off the glass has been a bit of a chore here for Shelby.
Yeah, you got to really, I mean, Fogle's so hard to keep off the glass just because you can't move him. And probably if he just would have taken it up with his left hand on the left side, he would have been okay.
Last 3 free throws, all off target for the Minutemen.
And Elijah Hudson, just a 56% free throw shooter. But key thing, as we just mentioned, Brian, the Minutemen, or excuse me, the Whippets have got a box out here.
Said he drains the last one. And Bruscotter walks it across the timeline. Martin's going to pick him up. Final $120 here in the third. Baker down the lane, Euro step, left hand. And
Baker makes a
recovers.
great play.
Holman
And
inside,
a
back
great
to him.
pass, a great shot fake. Bryson Baker with a great defensive play, missed the layup, came back, got a deflection and a steal. And the Minutemen, or excuse me, the Whippets with a big play.
Meanwhile, Hughes cuts baseline.
And they turned it over.
Hart's darting in there to get the steal.
And I would anticipate that the Whippets are going to look for the last shot of the quarter here. Up 7 with 30 seconds to go.
These two guys up top touching the basketball. Ramsey and Bruscotter, the lone two in double figures tonight.
And they're going to the free throw line.
So an opportunity for Bryson Baker to step up here.
And Bryson Baker, 62% free throw shooter, so not great, but not bad. But again, not a one-on-one, Brian. So a little bit of pressure off. Just get to go to the line, chance to make 2, and they can extend this lead here.
Cannot add one onto our Carothers Pest Control scoreboard.
Fine, drop it. I need help. Thank you.
I got your back here, Joe.
And interesting, Seven Allen comes in for the last 21 seconds here of the third quarter. So he needs to be smart, especially if he drives the ball to the basket. Baker knocks down 1 of 2, so the Whippets are up 8. And they're back in that 2-3 zone. And again, need to be aware of, they put Hudson out on the perimeter, which is where he can shoot it. Misses that shot. Ball went over top of the backboard. And the Whippets have it with 5.5 seconds. So if the ball gets into Alex Bruscotter's hands, he's probably got about 4 dribbles that he can go the length of the floor.
It's all it takes for him as well with those daddy long leg limbs.
Yep. And they're going to I thought they might throw it right over the top.
Here he is down to 2 seconds. Bruscotter. Thought he might have got fouled. Instead, we head to the fourth, 41-33 Whippets. Looking to punch their ticket to regionals. Lexington got some work to do.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
It's my favorite time of the day, Joe Balogh.
It's money time.
That's right, baby. Fourth quarter action here inside of the O-Rena. We've had a battle going from the very start. Richland County rivals going head-to-head. And right now, Shelby enjoying a 41-33 cushion, but it's Lexington basketball here to open up the fourth.
Well, one of the differences in that third was, Shelby's ability to make free throws and Lex's inability to make free throws. So Shelby coming out in that 2-3 zone again and trying to just make sure they're going to be able to find the shooters here. And Husty's going to look, not able to.
And now Fogel.
Fogel in that short corner, Seven Allen at the top.
They'll get it to Hughes, one of his first shot attempts, and it's a huge one from downtown.
And I believe that's only his third 3 of the year. So a big basket there.
Just the second shot attempt here in the contest as well. We saw Lexington erase, I think, a 7-point margin to start the fourth quarter against Willard the other night.
Yeah, and we saw last night that Seneca East erased, I believe, an 8-point deficit.
Lantz.
Casey Lantz with a nice drive.
Hanging and banging one in on the baseline drive. I love it.
And it looks like the Whippets are going to match back up in man-to-man. Isaiah Ramsey on 7 Allen.
7 draws a crowd, sets it up. Here's Elijah. Back iron. Rebound for DeVito. Bruscotter sends it ahead. Here's Casey on the fly. Look out below.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
So Casey Lantz with some authority. I mean, he was trying to rip some heads off.
We would have had to send that into ESPN if he got
so.
that one to go. That was, I mean, he took off from about 9 or 10 feet, it looked like, and was high above the rim.
Makes good on the first free throw. Lantz now with 7 points on the night. Casey's always had the ability to bounce off the floor, but since he's grown about 6 inches in the last 6 days, pretty helpful. Splits the pair, though. Fogel, another rebound. Closing in on a double-double. Meanwhile, 7, his first shot attempt.
Foul on Hudson. So 2 fouls, 2 team fouls right now on the Minutemen.
It's been a bit of a frustrating night for Elijah. 3 points, 3 fouls on the senior.
Some turnovers in the first half that kind of got into his head maybe a little bit.
Averages right around 13 per game, so well below his season averages.
Well, this isn't it, as we said. This matchup here is interesting.
Ramsey, too much quickness. The floater short.
Fogel with another rebound, though. He just dominated the defensive glass here.
7 so fast with the ball, trying to pitch it to Caudill. Back to Papa, 3, no. Battle for the ball. Caudill with the foul.
I mean,
Baker, an excellent box
Bryson
out.
Baker, that was an unbelievable box out. I mean, that was textbook. I mean, a tremendous box out. Tremendous just effort to rebound the basketball. So 3 fouls here on the Minutemen with just over 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. Trying to stretch this lead to double digits, and sometimes when you're able to get it to double digit, it just becomes a mental thing. So didn't do it last possession. Let's see if they can do it this possession.
Here's Casey Lantz, bounce pass baseline. Have to flip it back out here for Isaiah. He's got Fogel on him, so give the quickness perhaps to Isaiah, but Fogel, he is a brute.
Well, if they get ball movement, they got a mismatch with Lantz inside. But DeVito with the deep 3.
Almost kisses the rafters, drops home for a 3-pack.
Ramsey with an unbelievable block.
Smacked it off the backboard, now back to him. Here comes Isaiah.
This could be a dagger.
In and out. Pace really starting to pick up now. And a foul. Casey Lantz cut him off.
Yep. First foul on Shelby.
Take a second
Side
look
out of
at that
bounds.
block. Just smashed it off the rim.
Excuse me, it's going to be baseline out of bounds. So let's see what the Minutemen come up with here, if they're able to get a quick, good look off the baseline out of bounds play. Bryson Baker matched up on the 6'8" Elijah Hudson, so mismatch as far as size here.
Husty flips it, Fogel.
Got a little bit lucky there.
And we'll get a Buckeye Horizon timeout. 6'5" Shelby here in the frame. Lexington hanging around, still down by 9. 5 minutes to go, so plenty of time to try to make a comeback like they did in the semifinals.
Well, you're going to anticipate here that out of this timeout that Coach Hamilton's probably going to put into some kind of full court pressure or some trapping action as you're down 9 with 4:43 to go. I mean, right now, if you're the Whippets, Coach Galloway's talking about let's be strong with the basketball, come to beat passes, and if they're trapping, we should be able to look to get some wide open looks or some layups. So interesting coming out of the timeout to see if the Minutemen can create some turnovers or if the Whippets can handle the pressure and get to the basket or get to the free throw line here early in the fourth quarter.
So many veterans for Shelby out on the floor, played in a ton of big games. And this group, when they were younger, able to get to the districts back a few years. Greg Galloway trying to get to regionals for the first time.
I mean, Greg's done a really good job with this group, coming in with a really talented team, and sometimes that's more difficult than if you're not as talented, because he's done a great job of just getting these guys to play. Baker picks it up here. Foul on Seven Allen.
That's going to be number 4 on the sophomore, and he's got something to say to Baker, and actually now the referee. Seven might want to cool it. Because if he would have got a tech there, that would have been lights out.
And he's still talking a little bit. Fourth foul. 14th foul, Seven Allen's fourth. Key thing right now, if you're the Minutemen, you got to be a lot more poised than you were that possession there.
Ooh, Allen right there, a hand on Baker's back.
I mean, Shelby just needs to move the ball here because something's going to open up.
It does for Baker down the lane. Taking their time now. Casey again elevates, counted, and one on the way. Is this due to Skywalker or what?
Well, I mean, you don't like to make comparisons, but wasn't quite taking one hand to the other like Jordan did. But, man, he adjusted in midair with two hands on the basketball, able to finish. Man, those are two really athletic plays.
And now Shelby at half 100. Largest deficit of the game for Lexington. Have to start finding offense in a hurry. Double team from the corner, back up top. Lexington says they just want to keep running through this motion set. Seven Allen turns the corner. He's cut off and swatted again.
Second block by Isaiah Ramsey.
Bruscotter turns into trouble. He'll be fouled.
Coach Galloway called a timeout first.
Oh, excuse me.
I think he saw Alex kind of in that trap area. Saw him looking to make a spin dribble and saw the defense coming. And, you know, they have plenty of timeouts left here. That's only their second timeout, so good timeout by Coach Galloway.
It is a Buckeye Horizon timeout. Shelby has extended their lead here in the fourth quarter, holding the Minutemen to just 5 points. Meanwhile, Vogel been pretty quiet on the offensive side of things. He's got 10, none yet in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a good job. He's kind of disappeared a little bit here at the start of the fourth quarter. And he's going to have to really step up here in the last three and a half minutes, Brian. But the Whippets are in a good situation right now. They're going to the free throw line on every foul. And to repeat again what we said, 78% as a team. You know, if you're Coach Galloway, you're just saying, let's be strong with the basketball. You know you're going to get a lot of contact here late in the game. You're going to have to take that contact, and when you get to the basket, if people are coming, you're going to shot fake, draw that contact, and get to the line. So you have Lex kind of in a difficult position here that maybe they haven't faced a lot this year.
Shelby has not beat Lexington in the last 3 meetings, including a season ago in that semifinal district showdown. Lexington got them at the horn. Trying to rewrite history here tonight. Lantz, tough catch for DeVito, bumps, and he's done. Seven Allen with foul number 5. And for Seven, a phenomenal 8-point first quarter, 1 point since, Joe. Also team foul number 5 on the Minutemen.
Well, I think it's like team foul number 6. They already had 5. So, as I said, the Whippets gone to the free throw line, and DeVito is a 78% free throw shooter. So you have Brushcotter at 84, Lantz at 71, DeVito at 78, Ramsey at 83, and Bryson Baker at 62. Pretty good lineup to have on the floor, Brian.
There's a reason my key to the game was free throws for the Whippets here tonight. They have got a squad out there from the line.
Yep. I mean, the big thing is they just can't have a bunch of turnovers in a row right now. I mean, that's going to be the big key.
And if you're Coach Galloway, you got to love having 4 seniors out on the floor along with DeVito, who's a fantastic ball handler.
Well, we've just seen, especially out of Lantz and Ramsey in both of these games, the poise of those 2 players. They have just played the game, and they've had that next play mentality all night.
Contested 3 for Elijah Hudson.
And no need to be in a big hurry if you're the Whippets right now. Just take care of the basketball, take contact, and shoot layups.
Baker smashed. He's on his way to the free throw line again. And it looks like things coming unraveled for Lexington a bit here.
You know, and we talk about Brushcotter, we talk about Ramsey, and we talk about Casey Lantz, but Bryson Baker's had a really nice game tonight.
Yes, he has.
He's done a lot of things that don't show up on a stat sheet. Just a lot of little plays that have led to some big plays.
He's right at his season average of 5 points right now.
I mean, the thing with good basketball teams is they understand their role, and Bryson Baker understands his role. Doesn't really force an issue, but missed both free throws there. The Minutemen need baskets here, and they need them quick.
Don't have
That's a tough shot.
a lot of great three-point shooters, but this is one of them.
Hussey's a good shooter, but that's a 3 you can live with if you're Shelby from the standpoint, had him going with his right hand, a left-hand shooter.
He's into double figures now with 11 as Baker gets away from the pack. 2-on-1 here. Lantz attacking. Get out the way. Brushcotter with the two-handed flush. Husty not back-to-back. Alex with the board. Go back to that last possession. What a leave-off for Casey, and they've just got 2 giants out there.
Yeah.
2 athletic, supremely gifted tall people.
Yep.
Baker inside. Offensive foul as he created the collision.
I mean, if you're Shelby right now, you just need to spread the floor out, and you're either going to go to the free throw line or you're going to shoot uncontested layups. I mean, even though Baker kind of had position inside, DeVito would have been smarter to get the basketball back out, because right now the clock's your opponent. I mean, you just need to run time off the clock.
Only 2 fouls on the Whippets so far. Fogle looking for his 3rd 3 of the year. Rims out. Legrand with the runner.
Just slow down here.
DeVito's not about that life, though, Joe. He's in attack mode.
I mean, it's a layup. That's the big key. It's a layup, so that you can take that. But, again, the clock's your opponent right now.
Under 90 seconds to go. Husty lobs it up. Legrand with the board. He steps back and gets the friendly roll.
Timeout, Lex. They need to start using to stop the clock.
So Lexington has held their own here in the 4th quarter, but they entered in a deficit of 8. And Shelby and their fans, they're starting to sense it a little bit here, Joe Balogh.
Yeah. If you're a Shelby Whippet fan, you got a good feeling right now.
Shelby looking to get back to districts for the first time since 2021. Before that, it had been 21 seasons. So looking to start a little mini dynasty in the making with all these MOAC championships, now cutting down nets potentially to districts for the 2nd time in 3 seasons.
Well, there's not a better feeling than being able to cut down a net at a district and win a district championship. I mean, league championships are fun, but winning games in the tournament, you just can't describe the feeling as a player and a coach. And plus, as a coach, you're just so happy, especially with a group like he's had that, just really, really good kids. Suffered a really tough loss a year ago and have fought through it. Coach Galloway challenged them with their non-league schedule, and they've been really, really good.
Coach Galloway 3-2 in tournament action so far, looking to chalk up a fourth in a mammoth win here tonight.
Take care of it here.
This is the guy you want with the basketball.
Well, you can have any of them. Here comes another dunk.
Oh, he's going to get fouled on the floor before he got in there. Elijah Hudson was not going to let him take off and just throw a smash burger in.
Well, as I said, you're shooting layups.
So Bruscotter here at the free throw line, game high 17 points for the two-time MOAC Player of the Year. Cash money.
Yep.
Perfect trip again for Alex. He's been really good at the charity stripe.
Well, he's been outstanding there through his whole career and really outstanding throughout this season.
Fogel lets it fly and hits. Showcasing a little bit of range.
The big thing here for the Whippets, need to shorten your passing lanes. And they're going to throw it over the top.
Bruscotter makes the catch, shovels it off. Ramsey rocks the rim. Fogel blocked at the other end by Lantz. Hudson going to try a three. He knocks it down.
Surprised that Lex didn't use a timeout there to stop the clock.
Back over the top. Here comes Casey Lantz. He's got Ramsey.
Yep,
Going to get a huddle asked for here by the referees. That's why we do that. Let's go back. Let's check out that Isaiah Ramsey dunk in transition.
Had some awesome plays tonight. I mean, athletic. Talked about the athleticism that's on the floor, and we've seen it tonight on this floor.
Ramsey's got 13.
Not really sure what the discussion is here.
He lands Bruscotter combining for 42 of the 60. The three amigos, as I called them the other night.
Well, the three amigos have some pretty good other partners with them too.
This is definitely one of them. Braden DeVito will likely be the centerpiece of the offense next season.
Yeah. I mean, the thing tonight is Shelby stars have shined. Bruscotter, Lantz, Ramsey have all been big, and then you have this guy that's got a double figures also. So
yeah, 11 points for Braden. And Shelby just 22 seconds away from going to regionals.
Yep.
But
well,
first a foul.
Yep, they had a foul to give. They got a couple fouls to give. So smart play. Not really sure how that's two-shot foul. Because I don't think he was shooting the basketball. And Coach Galloway's still coaching, which is what you're going to do.
Caudill struggled at the free throw line a bit this season.
Yeah, that's an area that, as a post player, you got to get a lot better at. You'd like to be about a 70% free throw shooter or better, but it only is a sophomore. Joe Caudill's got a lot left in him. Is also the quarterback of their football team.
So Lexington down by just 9. They'd need some turnovers.
Yep, just got to be strong with the ball. Take care of it here.
Triple team comes on Bruscotter. He is fouled. Coach Galloway calling over his troops. Got a little message, says just stay back. Clock is our ally now. And Fogel has been very chirpy here in this fourth quarter. Coach Hamilton's going to take him out. Awesome sophomore season for Braden Fogel, OCC Player of the Year, soon to be All-Ohio.
Well, and with the people that Lex has coming back, they'll have an opportunity to get back to this game again next year. I mean, they only lose Elijah Hudson, so the core of their team and several players off their bench are going to be returning next year.
First miss from the line for Bruscotter on that first. Yeah. Now here is Hudson. Long rebound out to Braden DeVito. And that's going to do it, folks. The Shelby Whippets make good on their last loss that they suffered this season as they get revenge here tonight, taking care of Lexington by 10 to punch their ticket into regionals. And you see the jubilation all the way around the gym for Whippet Nation, the student section, the cheerleaders, certainly the players in the team. Huge win for them in this highly anticipated district championship. We will step aside. Quick commercial break coming up. We will be back for the medal presentation. Watch both squads celebrate there. Then the Whippets will cut down the net. And we'll have our Panchos Tacos MVP. That all coming up on the other side. Stay here.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
welcome you back inside of the O-Rena for the Seitz Solutions post-game show. Lexington, the district runner-up, receiving their medals right now from their athletic director, Jeff Eichhorn. And a phenomenal season, of course, for Lexington. 22 wins, tying the most in program history during the regular season with 20, and just ran into the number 2 team in Division II in the entire state. Tough one in a district, but you got to win some big-time games when you get to this point in the season, Joe Balogh, and perhaps none bigger in the entire state in Division II than what we had here tonight.
Yeah, this game, probably the best 2 teams playing today in any district final. And as I said earlier, that this Lex, Willard, Senior High, if you put them in the other 2 Northwest districts, could likely come out of those districts as district champs, but it's how the tournament works. And this game's a tough game to win. I thought the start of the game was big for Shelby. I thought Shelby was much more efficient offensively the first 8 minutes than Lexington was, and Lexington was just trying to dig out of a hole the rest of the night. And when you're playing a good team like Shelby, that just kind of wears on you. And Shelby just played with a lot of poise tonight. I mean, we saw Alex Breschgotter get quite frustrated on Thursday night. Didn't see that out of him tonight as much. And then Isaiah Ramsey, Casey Lantz, they were just a steadying force just like they were on Thursday night.
It was a 23-11 first quarter that Coach Balogh is referring to, and then Lexington, to their credit, they did battle back. They took the lead, actually, at a point there in the third quarter, had a huge stretch in the second to get themselves right back in the game, but it's tough when you expend that much energy getting back into this as Lexington receives their runner-up trophy from the OHSAA director.
Well, I think a couple differences in the game tonight. One, free throw shooting. Lex was 5 of 13. Shelby goes 16 of 23. I thought the other 2 areas of keys, the rebounding, Lex wins that battle 33-30. But that three rebound difference, Lex needed to have that to be about plus 10. And then the turnovers, Lex ended the game with 15, but they had 11 in the first half. And Shelby ended the game with 11. So the turnovers in the first half were big. As we said, Lex digging that hole.
Shelby as complete of a roster as we have, though, here in the area. They got big guns all over the floor. The role players as well. You mentioned some of the seniors really understanding their role. Tanner Hartz, obviously, I think is a great example of that. Bryson Baker played excellent tonight. Only took 4 shots, made a couple of them, got to the foul line as well. But the 3 amigos, Joe, them dudes were special in this one. There's Isaiah Ramsey, Breschgotter. He had 20 points, those 2 combining for 33, and then Lance adding 11. I mean, a great all-around night for those 3.
Yeah. I mean, the key with any good basketball team is guys understanding their roles, and I think this Whippet team, they understand that. You mentioned a guy like Bryson Baker. Had a couple key finishes, but I think one big play he made, I think he missed the layup, but then got it, came right back, got a deflection and a steal, and then dished it for a layup for a score. So those plays like that are huge in games like this.
And what a feeling to receive that gold medal put around your neck, knowing that your season continues. You've got more practice time.
One of 16 teams in Division II that gets a chance to, practice on Monday, and they'll play Thursday at Bowling Green. I think at 8 o'clock. They'll play the winner of St. Mary's, Lima Shawnee, whoever won that game tonight. Both of those teams part of the Western Buckeye League, which was won by OG, a team that Shelby played during the year. So if you make some comparisons, St. Mary's lost to OG 74-65. Shawnee recently lost to them 55-41. But either of those teams will be a team to contest with because that Western Buckeye League's a pretty good league.
Last time Shelby got beyond the districts into the regional rounds a couple of seasons ago, they ran into Lima Shawnee, who I believe was #1 in the state that season, and they got knocked off in a fantastic game.
Yeah, that was COVID year, wasn't it?
The year after.
The year after COVID, but still fans were limited, so I think they played that at the Elida Fieldhouse. This one will be played at Bowling Green State University, which is a great venue for a high school basketball regional.
I think my personal favorite. It's just big enough to fill big time, but it's also just quaint enough, Joe, to accommodate everybody coming in.
Well, it won't match the atmosphere that you had here tonight, but there'll be even more people there. But it does have that quaintness to it that's a lot of fun to play, and just the opportunity to get there and play is special. But they're going to enjoy this tonight. Players will probably even enjoy it tomorrow. Coaches are going to get probably to work tomorrow, and on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, time to prepare and get to play at 8 o'clock on Thursday. And then if they win, they got to come right back and play, I believe, on Saturday night.
There is the group of seniors, and they've got the plaque. Shelby, their 23rd win of the season, 17 straight. Still perfect in the year 2024. They are your Division II Northwest 3 district champions, knocking off Mansfield Senior and then Lexington here tonight. So a lot of Richland County flavor, plenty of good teams here in the area in Division II, but Shelby proving they're the cream of the crop. And not a single fan wearing Whippet red has left the arena yet.
Oh. Now you got to cherish these moments because you just never know if you're ever, you can bring back a lot of talent, but you just don't know if you're going to ever get back here. And as I said, I think sometimes the district tournament is the most difficult part of a journey, even if you get to Columbus, just because these teams are so familiar. And these two teams, Lex, Shelby, knew each other, played each other during the year. And tonight, Shelby was the better basketball team.
They take care of business here inside of the O-Rena. So their season continues into regionals. Our coverage will continue as well after a quick commercial break. We'll be back. We will hear from our Panchos Tacos MVP. We'll have the net cutting celebration, and then more still to come live and free. And your post-game report brought to you by Seitz Solutions.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Tonight's high school basketball tournament broadcast brought to you folks live and free thanks to all of these amazing sponsors that you see on your screen right now, including Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let them help you build the career that you want or the awesome team you want. They build real relationships with you so they can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Crown, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Some want it to happen, some wish it would happen. Crown makes it happen. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist. McCready Interiors, they specialize in quality, custom furniture, and residential commercial interior design services. Seitz Solutions, securing your data one bite at a time with IT solutions for your business. Panchos Tacos. Come on down to Panchos Tacos for the best food and drinks in town by trying one of their delicious tacos, rice bowls, fajitas, and margaritas. Come see them after the game. They want to see you right here and now, amigos. Thank you to Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Financing a home can be scary. Chris Durbin and Dennis Reed with Fairway Independent Mortgage will bring you the reassurance of national strength combined with hometown services. NMLS number 374788. And Carothers Pest Control. If you got a pest, call the best at 419-342-6841. Back now with round two of our Seitz Solutions post-game show. The Shelby Whippets cutting down the nets here inside of the house that Joe built, the O-Rena, after a 62-52 victory against Lexington in a fierce competition between Richland County rivals. Shelby, the last time they lost, just before the turn of the new year, to Lexington. A great battle down on the Minutemen's court. They get reparations, though, here tonight, coming out, as Joe and I said, with a big first quarter, 23-11. Lexington fought their way back, but 21-19 in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to give myself a little credit, Joe. My key to victory, the free throws.
You're right.
Shelby got to the line 23 times. 22 of those were in the second half, and they buried 16 of them. It helped them stay in front and then kind of cement the last couple of nails into Lexington's coffin.
In the free throws, I think even more key than the end of the game were their the ability to get to the free throw line in the last 3 minutes of the third quarter. And even though I think Lex got there several times, Lex did not convert, and Shelby converted. So being able to go into that fourth quarter with that 8-point lead was huge. And then I just thought the poise of Shelby tonight was a little bit better than the poise that Lex showed. So congratulations to Whippet Nation. Get that chance to go to BG, and as you just found out, they'll be playing Lima Shawnee.
Yeah, Shawnee moving on into the round of regionals. Let's take a look at the final stats of the night here in Shelby in the lane, 17 of 34. They knocked down 4 3-pointers. Lexington, actually, it's not really a strength of their team. 7 of 20 from the land of 3, so one of the better shooting performances.
But they had some of those came really late, though, too, when they just kind of had to shoot them also.
Vogel knocks one down. Seven Allen had a couple in the first half, and then he riddled with foul trouble, ended up picking up his 5th in the fourth quarter. And we talked about the free throw disparage. Minutemen, 13 times they got there, but only knocked down 5.
Yep. Yeah, that was big. And that, I think we came in saying Lex shot 58% as a team from the free throw line, so even below that a little bit tonight. And that's a big key if you're going to move on in the tournament, is you've got to be able to make free throws and win that battle. So, Lex winning the battle where they made more free throws than Shelby wins that battle, as they made more free throws than Lex attempted, which was one of our goals that we had for each game that we played. So that's huge, usually a big indicator whether you'll win or lose a basketball game.
So sometimes, Joe, our thoughts of what a team is can be skewed a little bit because we're here in North Central Ohio. We're seeing the teams in and around this area. But Shelby, the number 2 ranked team in Division II. We've seen them several times this season. We know the roster and the collection of talent that they have. Talk to me just about the potential now that they've gotten out of the local games and they're going on to the big stage at Bowling Green. This team, do you feel like they have all the pieces and parts to make a run to try to get down to Dayton?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, I think they got a great shot in the regional semifinal. I don't think Lima Shawnee is going to be anything that, like, you're going to say, hey, we've got to play our best game of the year. I mean, you want to play solid. The problem would be on the other side of the bracket is that you probably likely, I mean, you have Lutheran
West, I believe, number
Lutheran
1.
West, I mean, they should have won today as they played, I think, the number 24 seed in their district. But Lutheran West will likely match up with the winner of Toledo Scott, Toledo Central Catholic, whoever that is. So, I mean, the likelihood is the regional final could be the number 1 and number 2 team in Division II in the state, not only by the AP poll, but by the RPI. They are also ranked as the 2 best Division II teams in the state. So the regional final matchup could be almost like a state championship basketball game in Bowling Green. But the key thing is, you know, both of those teams, Lutheran West and Shelby, they got to take care of business on Thursday night. And then the hard part is you have a short turnaround because you know, especially Shelby, you're going to play at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. And that's probably close to a 2-hour ride to Bowling Green. You're going to get back late. But the good thing is I don't think they play again until Saturday night. Many times that game was, I think, on Saturday afternoon, which was really a tough turnaround if you had to make that travel. But, you know, these kids are young kids, and the excitement of just playing at this time of the year, usually you find a way to fight through any kind of tiredness or anything that you have.
Greg Galloway cutting down a district net for the first time in his career, just his 3rd season. They've had 3 MOAC championships years, and now he's got a big chunk of the net right there as they've got the big trophy. And looking on the horizon, Lima Shawnee, a 53-45 winner over St. Mary's Memorial today, extends their winning streak to 8 in a row. So like Shelby, they're getting hot at the right time. And Lutheran West put it on Warren Howland, 74-37, Joe B.
I think if you take a look at their bracket, they might have.
Yeah, Howland, 14 wins is all.
Yeah, but if you look at the rest of the bracket, I think maybe they've won every game by close to 30 points. So they lost 59-57 last year in the state final. Got beat by Akron Buchtel. So,
all right, we've got our MVP joining us now, so we'll step aside. Yeah, we'll have Casey take a seat. We'll take a fast commercial break. We'll be right back. Hear from senior Casey Lantz.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
We return now with our most valuable player presented by Panchos Tacos. Casey Lantz is joining me now, the senior forward. Big game for him here today, and you got that medal around your neck. You got to be a part of it. As a freshman, you saw what it was like getting through a district. Now to do it when it's kind of on your terms in the senior season, just describe this night as a whole from the start with all the build-up and then being a champion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, after the game on Thursday, we were determined. I mean, we didn't play our best, and we knew that. And then we watched Lex win against Willard, and we knew we wanted that game. We wanted – because they beat us in the regular season, right? We wanted that game, and we had so much energy built up for this game, and then everyone, when we got here, the line was just packed, and we knew the atmosphere was going to be awesome, and it really was.
This was about the most anticipation that I can remember for a tournament game in the area in a very, very long time. So talk about just the juice that you were able to take from your crowd, Lexington's crowd booing you. It felt like the back and forth. It was phenomenal the entire night.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, every single play, there was cheering, booing. It was just energy built up. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure there was no opponent that you would have rather played than Lexington. The last loss that you suffered, haven't suffered a loss since then, 17 in a row. So just describe this winning streak and this collection of seniors and how you guys have gone about really galvanizing each other as a roster and playing some exceptional basketball.
Yeah, for sure. We knew we wanted to play our best basketball going towards the end of the season because that's when it matters the most, come in tournament time. So we've just been building up after our last loss, which was Lexington, and just kept building game after game, and yeah, stuck to the process.
So sometimes we'll see a local team and we feel like, hey, they're a pretty good quality team for around here, but you're ranked number 2 in the state, so it seems like just with what you guys got going on right now, it's a little bit different story here in North Central Ohio. So as you move on and you'll be taking on Lima Shawnee, who won tonight, knocked off St. Mary's Memorial, just tell me about the belief within your own locker room and how you feel about your potential moving forward.
Oh, yeah. I think I have a lot of confidence going forward. I mean, we're really connected as a team, and that really just helps us. Like, staying connected just helps everybody through the downs and ups. So as long as we're together, we play really good basketball, and I think that'll take us a ways.
And finally, let's talk about you as an individual, because talking to your parents and then seeing you play, maybe pressing a little bit early in the year, seems like you're very calm out there on the court now. You're just letting the game come to you. So just your development in your senior season and how you're playing now, it seems like you're even taller than when the thing tipped off. So just how have things changed for you from the beginning of the year to sitting in the seat now?
I mean, yeah, but the beginning of the year, I was looking ahead too far. I was kind of getting stressed out about where I was going to go, what I was going to do after high school. But then, I think mid-season, it just really hit me that this is my last chance to play in high school, and I got to make the most of it.
Hey, so far so good. You're checking all the boxes. Haven't lost in a really long time. Moving on to the regionals, and just one last thing to do here with me. Look in the camera. Give your shout-outs.
Oh, for sure. Shout out to my family, coaches, friends, teammates, and the community for all the support.
All right, Casey Lantz, our Panchos Tacos MVP, and a little goodie bag with some swag in it for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the time.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
We welcome you back into the O-Rena at Balogh Court for the final time here tonight as Shelby walks off as district champions with a 62-52 victory. I'm Brian Skowronski with my partner Joe Balogh, and we've seen a lot of each other this week, Joe. I mean, man, 7 games this week, and we've seen some really good ones. I don't think any had quite the hype, though, of this one tonight.
This one had a lot of hype. Maybe not as well played as the games on Thursday night.
Sure.
But Shelby got out of the gate quickly, and then give Lex a lot of credit. They dug themselves out of the hole. But as we said, sometimes when you got to come out of that kind of hole, a 23-11 deficit at the end of the first quarter, it takes a lot of energy out of you. And as I mentioned earlier, I thought that Shelby was just a little bit more of a poised basketball team tonight than maybe Lex was. And I think, the three amigos were good, as you call them. But I think, as I mentioned also, I thought Isaiah Ramsey and Casey Lantz both nights have just played the game. There wasn't a lot of, talk or anything. They just went to the next play. And when you have senior leadership like that, and then a player like Alex Breschgotter, who was solid again tonight, that makes you a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, they're going to be dangerous moving forward. The student section brought the juice tonight as well. Let's go, baby. OH.REPORT happy for you guys. So let's flip over to Lexington and just final thoughts on them. Obviously, pretty much the whole roster's coming back.
Yeah, they got the whole roster back, so they know what it takes to get here. And now they what they got to learn from this game is how are we able to get to the next step. So what you have to do is you can't be the same player next year at this time as you are right now. You've got to be better. So the work that they put in individually here in the spring and the summer, and then what do they do collectively as a team in the summer will give a good indication of how they're going to be able to go into next year. So they're going to be a team that everybody's going to go say, hey, man, they're going to be really, really good. But sometimes that's the hard part is it just doesn't happen again. It takes that work because you got to mold some new pieces together, although they're not going to have to mold a lot of them. But Coach Scott Hamilton has done a great job there at Lex. I mean, and he will find a way. I would not be surprised if they're playing this game again, next year and playing even at a higher level than they played this season.
22 wins for Lexington, setting a standard for the regular season with 20 and another OCC title. But their season is done. Shelby is marching on as our coverage wraps up here inside of the O-Rena after a phenomenal week of high school district basketball. We got a regional game going on right now as well with Travis Berardi checking out the Lady Redbirds of Loudonville, so you can flip over and see them. Got to thank our generous sponsors combining to bring you tonight's coverage, including Fairway Mortgage, McCready Interiors, Seitz Solutions, Buckeye Horizon, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Panchos Tacos, Mechanics Bank, and Crown Dublin. Our awesome staff here tonight: Sarah Porter, one of my students over at Mansfield Christian, filling in last minute on the top camera and doing an excellent job here tonight. My daughter switching cameras here tonight. Pretty cool to see, and she's got a smile on her face. She wasn't a very willing participant early in the day, Joe, but I think she was glad that she was able to get out here, along with Andrew Martinez helping out as well. Jory Hollenbeck, our sideline camera. I'm Brian Skowronski for Joe Balogh. Go ahead, sign us out for the last time this week, Joe.
We'll be back. We'll see you probably in Bowling Green on Thursday night, correctly? So,
yes, sir.
A huge thanks to our sponsors and congratulations to the Shelby Whippets.
But for now, for tonight, we're out of here.